Wegi reaching the age of adolescence gi chapter the part 2 di ma continue chi the three topic di khar lanara secondary sexual character ladir tanganzo adolescent gi tujula there is a major change occurring in your body, your intellectual, your the way you think, remember emotional change sama yongora ta tindi gi change nalone secondary sexual character la du tangshu de la candidates la gola na ta chena secondary la niwa dos la gora niwa dos la du ta chena what is the primary sexual character la na that is the development of reproductive organ pension in a male it is penis and in women it is the breast and the ovary down any female reproductive part of the chadora tachena tisa maimba apart from development in this reproductive organ there show another significance which will imply whether you are a boy or you are a girl or whether you are reach the age of adolescence or not ditala nganzogi primary character cha mahimba and themi gi secondary primary gi gala nimbe themi gi character mangboji ye age of adolescence level kapso lebko re tengo re lar ta chena khande do re la narwa ta thangbo boys inda boys nalola they begin to grow facial hair ani dongi gala kabu kabukia remare ani mouth stage nagugi wa delarwa yang kabukia dinma gyakia donzo thangma secondary sexual character chado thangbo ngama chungjung mewe thujulata pukele donzo secondary sexual character chagorelar the hairs also grow on the chest under the arm and the region above the thighs or the pubic region manzugi reproductive organ yosagi damla ani hair dinde grow che donzo sama secondary sexual character ta in the case of girl na himba inara the breasts begin to develop your girls nalola the breasts will also get developed it become bigger and bigger chaso hair will also grows on the chest under the arms and region above the thigh or pubic regions di phuda pomo ni ge chigo jingar ta chenang anjogi pukele ra ama pu mesala pukele breast develop chaya diza maimba themi mangbo ta secondary sexual character phunalo limbane anju din ma ligirda ta chenna desi dara secondary sexual character nalola mangbo da thangbo gangi bold later the maimba estrogen the testosterone maimba ra estrogen yosadi nganju khalena phomegi symbol dinde thir the secondary sexual character the breast grow pubic hair grows white hips donzo cherry puina body hair grows voice break ke donzo ni tubucha ra muscle growth increase dinde chagidwa these are the secondary sexual characters there the chinala ra dinde gi ni secondary sexual character di lady kandeslere how does this hair grows lara nganzugi breast grows kandis chagorebe la nalar the onset of puberty is controlled by hormones the di tujukapso nganzu subu nalola hormones dindi control chigorelar the hormones lana khalana these are the biological chemicals subu nalola yoshagu chemicals dindire which trigger the target site target ko hormone di kawala ani Dawa ne digi target body part dela ni dinde gi secondary sexual character zo legor di lock and key nang shi le tang zo gi dimi chik dang gonja chik goche yo nang shi ji go ji ya ani dimi changma gi gonja goche thumda dine ji ji gonja susu gi target organ yo ta penetration la do ta dinalo ne nganzo hormones zo release chime gi ya we have lots of ani karsere glands in the mouth chena hormones from the pituitary gland the pituitary lajido the right side gi par de la sigdara hormones release chingi gi gland ra pituitary pancreas testes ovaries adrenals thyroid donso sangma chagido the nalo ne la ra from the pituitary which is there in the brain the pituitary gland gi ra hormone release hormone ta khoi gi hormone ji rima release gi ro didi konkorang gi function yor body gi height growth chela hormone yimba ne the hormones released from the pituitary the kechiju chagore this is the main control of all other kasere organs ra the organ sangma ga jira ani we call them gland yes gland whereas ani endocrine glands so sangma ga ji control jingi di zo di pituitary gland chawol chena pituitary gland gi ni zo 가지고는 na ko release chiwe nyamdo it stimulate na ko gi shandale pha ani he can give command shandale pha command chitwe karchire he stimulate pituitary gland ne hormone legyo digi it stimulate it control the testes and ovaries testes the ovaries la control chilana now it's time to release testosterone and estrogen in the case of female santa di khala wala na male nanglo gi male hormone phu nanglo la secondary sexual character leya ra dunju changma cho khala na male hormone testosterone la di gi lega chagore pomo nanglo yimba na secondary sexual character leya it is the estrogen some onset of puberty chawe thuzula ra the pituitary gland will release its hormone which trigger the testes and ovaries which is also part of the gland when konso dige 가지고라나 now they start releasing testosterone and estrogen in 가족의 testosterone di 망아이네 dinang신기 male secondary sexual character di 망알레고 가족의 estrogen di 망아이네 dinala female secondary sexual character di 망알레고 the kawale lugirewe where do they release the hormones these are the endocrine glands azu gland la ngama gi lobche narola exocrine endocrine la ni jaima endocrine gland release these hormones these biological chemicals directly into the bloodstream so these hormones also released in the bloodstream and reach part of the body target side la tuta ra pension testis ki ani khasere testosterone di ma le ani sperm release che di gochu wake up so dia bad nagu la doshera nagu is a testosterone le nagu de sperm le di yo mara so target side la so ngeni on na shi chawra ta chena di target side la hormone di lewe tu zo kabzo khajir and di gi target part de la it stimulate the change in the body at onset of puberty in puberty chawe tu zo de la now it's time to release secondary the hormones le so the target body part le di ani dongina dongusala khabugia ani breast ina breast chola ya develop le ya ra ani ma chu penis ina penis erect cha do ya hips don so pa protein cha don sama target cell target body part de la dindegi hormones le gore hormones le they will act over there so this slide na cho khala wala na dindegi puberty level kapso they will be shown the secondary sexual character which is mainly controlled by the hormones in your body and these different hormones are released by the different endocrine glands in your body the release dang the dongor ta reme gi thanang aju jangiriya so hormones the hormones are the chemical substance that control the change happen in the adolescent nalo la gyuwa tunzo adolescent age le wake up so gyuwa shukcham bo dya lakpar do secondary sexual character gyuwa dya donzo dige changma hormones chemical substance ni control chikores these chemical substances are not other than the hormones so hormones are secretion from the endocrine glands nalo yewa nalo ne endocrine gland di chade ko hormones the pension boys nali mana the testes is the factory masonera male hormone testosterone nadirwa ani ma release chingegi dindegi part di khacha wala phu nalo imana testes di chado so testes begin to release male hormone or testosterone dile tache it will trigger the growth of hair in a various part of the body the girls nali imana the ovaries female reproductive ani nganzu gi system jangwe kapso hagu rimudi ovary yora. So ovaries begin to produce a female hormone or estrogen. Estrogen produce gozure produce wataje which make the breast develop. Breast the chercher. Milk secreting glands and mammary glands develop inside the breast. And the khaligalini pu chawe thujudelar fertilization jungsana again milk secreting glands the mammary glands jo sangma and breast ki nanglola ani kona gora yarget chali girelar. Timi puberty chawa darwa milk produce chiwala di ya sure mare. Milk produce chedi when the pregnancy symptoms show chiwe thujudapso ni shine ya milk kaza ma breast ne milk produce enzo gochurelar. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone in endocrine gland called pituitary gland. Dalasa sang phenol testosterone release ya ani ovary giro phenol estrogen release ya changma so control chingi the sulana. It is the pituitary gland, master gland, which is there in the brain gi nangloler. Ya ko khorangi function dinde re pituitary gland gi ya function shande chige it will trigger the growth of height. Subu nalola ni height di chalong di yama yonga la ya pituitary gland khorangi lega shandayor. The reproductive phase of life in human. The chena ni reproductive gi tuju khane khawado till what age can I produce can the human being produce their own kind reproduction di khadu ligireler. Female nalimana the reproductive phase of life begin at the puberty le gochuda when you around at the age of 11 to 19 near do the reler 11 age near doje puberty thuzura and generally it lasts till the age of 45 or 50 lo ship shanga long up choose padu unpu ge gi nobody de di reler. After that kyone ma ge odin revel na that is also not the case. In a dinde chungwe negabla ani yang there might be some defects happen. Usually defects happen low over age chawe tuzuga zu pu ke wada dinde chiwane ya defect in the young serialer. So that the reproductive phase of life in human dire. That chibuji it goes to the male, right? Nimeni male nala mix it dinde gi tik dinde ke tung the female of low 45 to 50 menopause la tuzuji ligra dibo to lir. So the dinexina one ovum mature and is released by the donor. So in the female reproductive part nalora during the age of puberty tuzula the ovary start to release egg. Ovary gira any egg or ovum chikpada ovum or egg. Sang each mature ovum is released by the ovaries once in 28 to 30 days. Nima nisabke dang sumju tawachik ginangkula ovum dinde chik release chire kawa nalola uterus or fallopian tube nalola ko shasher dinde tuju de la khachogor. Now during this period the wall of uterus at that time nganzu gi female reproductive nalola uterus lera uterus ki nalola now there is a development of thick blood for the baby to occur over there. Digi hormone di trigger chizar ovary gi thangbo ovum chik release chirwa ovum release chiwal tachirwa on other side uterus nalola thin layer of blood will deposit in the uterus for the baby for the zygote to survive over there. Baby di survive chechudu baby di survive chesa condition jik soyor human blood ki layer ki. So during this period the wall of uterus become thick so as to receive the egg. In case it is fertilized and begin to develop. In case the parudela sexual intercourse chungcherwa, if the sperm meet the egg during that time, zygote chadura zygote chagudi it will develop into the uterus nalola. For that purpose uterus develop these thick blood layers in the blood layer nana they contain nutrients to provide for the developing of zygote develop chingedala nutrients that indechini mangbu your purpose indechidoni thick layer di chagor what if that female did not get pregnant, if there is no sexual intercourse happened during that time, that is the question now. So the menstruation will start so in full it is called menstruation. So the menstruation when fertilization does not occur during that month, ovary gi marwa ovum release chigo, egg release chigo, the fertilize machana. Fertilize means meeting of fusion of male and female gametes. In female, the male gametes sperm the egg the matho ena titujudela. The release egg and the thickened lining of the uterus along with its blood vessel are shed off. Now they no longer stay and wait for the sperm to get fertilized. They will shed down from the uterus. Uterus nema and shed down chire and from the vagina in the form of blood. Konso egg the nyingba charo ko matingure uterus lining kan la yoshagyogi ningema blood layer donzo ma shed down chigres. So this caused the bleeding in the woman, which is called menstruation. The menstruation it is a very natural phenomenon which is happening inside the body of the female. Very natural process. Some egg the fertilized macha now it need to shed down in the form of blood. So this causes the bleeding in the woman every once in a month when they reach the age of adolescence or during the puberty. That is called menstruation. The menstruation occurs once in about 28 to 30 days. Every time since the around 11 till the 45-50 years padura, every once a month in a day, menstruation will occur again and again. Till the time you get pregnant, till the time the fertilization occurs. Fertilization the menstruation will stop during that time. And again the same phenomenon will repeat itself. So menak so menak the first menstrual flow begins at the puberty. Female the first menstruation occurs. The tangbo vagina ma we called it menak or relar. That we have another term called menopause. Menopause now if you are beyond the age of reproduction from like especially in the female after 45 to 50 years. Now there is a stoppage of this menstruation. So this phenomenon is called menopause. Stoppage of menstruation is termed as menopause. Initially, menstrual cycle may be irregular. So especially for the girls, you don't need to worry as so much. Some menstrual cycle during the first time it is very irregular. Your time is but as you grow older, so this menstrual cycle will become regular. You can predict the next menstruation period. You can also call it as a period. You can predict that period. Exactly at the so this menstruation lasts for 3 to 4 days, and lots of pain is there in the woman's lower part. So pain so I have a quotation over here. The quotation she bleed, she is unsafe. She is untouchable during that time because her menstrual blood is impure. But the irony is, it is the same blood that pile up in different body part to hold them for so long, 9 months. That same blood which is flowing out of our parents or the female vagina is the blood which is flowing that inside our body. So we don't look down at this situation. This is a very natural process. The hormones other than sex hormones the sex hormone di releasing di testosterone da estrogen di these are there are various chemical process. We are happy, we are sad, we become angry. Are triggered by the hormones. Hormones ki release the hormones secreted by the pituitary stimulates testes and ovaries to produce the pituitary gland ki hormones secrete chigo digi testes ta ovaries la stimulate sex hormones produce these are it also stimulate the growth in the one's body. Supugi chalong di pituitary is attached to the brain. Apart from pituitary, there are other endocrine glands such as thyroid gland, pancreas, and adrenal or adrenaline gland. Thyroid gland di manjugi jingba yosaler. It produces the hormone or enzyme tyrosine release chida. So the tyrosine gizo subunalola ani kasere nutrients to regulate chia subunalola yama nutrients are basic requirement nutrients so yama tangzin che regulate che pechur. Himbaine if this tyrosine is deficient, tyrosine ding anzola mangbo kisi subunalola mashangwa ina nyungtana, so there is a disease which is known as a goiter, swelling of neck. Jingba la bawa gya jingba tang le zu tangor. Di kumje zo khalanarwa you have lack of iodine salt donzo dige nganzo subunal nyung thayo sonza ni goiter nagore enzyme tyrosine dilaga chitho mar. So dine adrenal glands or adrenaline. So adrenal gland girwa enzyme or hormone adrenaline release chidwa. So adrenaline di khalanarwa nganzo gi supula ani emergency dinde level kapson supula boost chingi chador. It helps the body to adjust to stress when you are angry or worries. Sometimes the situation teshi khande jawolanarwa ani ki dinde gi kurang thebe thede tuzela you ran so fast yamna tongdi dinde dulanirwa shenangi pe yukshalwe tuzela dikapso that time you don't know ra ani pat full kurang yukshalwe namgyuni yukshalwe matwe tuzudindela kurang yuksha energy shukchamole dunzo sangma these are the emergency tuzula pechuche dunzo adrenaline kichiworta, which is again released by the adrenal gland. And then we have pancreas. Pancreas ki it release the hormone insulin. The insulin ding anzo mangboji shingdira. So fats and ma breakdown chedi. So tang kesi insulin di nyuntana its deficiency. If insulin is less in amount as required in the body di mewaina, so it will cause deficiency or disease called diabetes. Ni chini gi nazama nayajora dinde nale gorilar. Okay, so how is the sex of the baby determined? The pukuchik nanglo larwa and sex the determined kandechigire whether it is a boy or girl. So fertilized egg or zygote is the instruction for determining the sex of the baby. Down there. So sex of the baby is determined by the parents gametes. In a male it is a sperm, in female it is a egg. The sperm the egg dinalola kharure. This is a cell. So cell ginalola we know there is a nucleus. In nucleus there is a chromosome. In chromosome ginalola there is a DNA. So DNA di or the human we have chromosome. So in each cell there is 23 pairs of chromosome, out of which 1 pairs of chromosome are known as sex chromosome laorda. So this sex chromosome the chromosome are always in pair. Female imbana one sex chromosome is X and X only. Male imbana it is X and Y. So to determine the gender of the baby, right and so tik thanda dela how is the sex of the body determined like we are talking about the gender male or female so female the male but it is being decided by the male chromosome. If the male release X, it is the female, baby will be female. If the male release Y chromosome, then the baby will be male. Now we comes with the reproductive health. So reproductive health na khala hola na. So during this age of adolescence, we need to take care of our body. Because that time it is the time which we are growing to the fullest. Growth maximum growth so taking care of yourself is very important. To keep the body healthy, everyone should have balanced diet. Everyone should have balanced diet. Like balanced diet right amount of nutrients the kala nalo sawana ndela ngazugi balanced diet la gorda mikashigi I'm on diet la jura usually when people wants to become thin ra tap kombucha nga jakwa chashinga I'm on diet la dira they neglect eating the dinner kala teaching ma senso but this concept is actually wrong. I think ra nyegi ma samlata wane din not dido kajina ngazugi I'm on diet la it means you are neglecting the unhealthy food. Unhealthy food is sadi pangor, right? So you should eat more required and nutrient food. The tusumna takta saur khala sadi. So balanced diet lana dindeji lagor. Dindegi nutrients ya kang sawa de nalola. It should contain all the nutrients. Right? Kala kang sawa de nalola nutrients. That is the actual concept of balanced diet. So balanced diet as cereal, right? Vegetables, fruits, pulse, milk, eggs, sugar, and fruits. So during the age of adolescence, you should eat more of these things rather than junk food. Obesity. Personal health. Right. That time you will play a lot. So it suggests that everyone should have bath at least once in a day. So good to and especially for the women, when the menstruation occurs, that time you should take very proper care. Using pads, changing the pads like that ngama concept na people khasreta penjo gi chani mere developing gi chanira they used to use the clothes. Now you are no longer need to wear those clothes, use those clothes, remember. So you will use the pads, then the pads and so too from time to time you have to wash it. If cleanliness of the body is not done, what will happen? There will be bacterial infection and disease nasirelar. So bacteria danzo dindegi private part in ere sopugi masangwa sopu sangma megyo saladi ni bacterial infection level. But in a physical exercise, in reproductive health na lola kechembo chikdi ni you should like do the exercise, regular exercise. To do chicks na lola ntsemo tseya dang luze tseya nzo pe kechembo rela walking, playing outdoor games and exercise keep the body healthy. That hande to la mix lockdown to do dojila. You students can also chilo dosamene you can walk around the house nang la lega chia so YouTube nang lo din la exercise you go din touch exercise tseya nzo pe kechembo chawrela. Now finally, during the age of adolescence, the most the saddest part and the things which you should avoid, which is becoming very difficult. By consuming drugs consume chedita, then they reaching age of adolescence it will lead to the major regrets when you become old, that you cannot now and mikashi dinile do tanga di pang thu mindula tuzudira say that is mi mangbola ta darwa konju nalo la situation di khadi chungudula they start consuming taking drugs when they were in the age of adolescent, when they were in the school time. So this topic says say no to drugs. Thuk lawana, it is always the poison. Whether it can help or not lad in the kitchen thuk ni thuk re ladire. So it is better you not consume it ladira. So another thing is drugs are addictive. Ko drink sa ni sangine sangi matwa din maiba. Slowly dinalolara it will get you into the addiction chadwa. If you take them once, you feel like taking it again and again. Chaza. Ani they ruin your health and your happiness. And collegially today that tamatungji lower nugia, chana tungji chimban nugia, ni candy don saje kenalola cancer chaya, lasokba mangbo chungura. And in the chusona, you kerang zamaimba kerang niekorgi mile, and have your parents don't want you to consume such things. Remember, you can you bring down them. They become unhappy. So they ruin your health and your happiness. Then AIDS. The AIDS it is a very dangerous disease, an incurable disease. AIDS HIV, acquired immune deficit syndrome. AIDS spread from infected person to healthy person. That especially reaching age of adolescence. Since there is a lot of change happening inside your body, which is very much beyond your control. If you have sexual contact without the use of the contraceptive device, this disease AIDS might spread. Sexual contact sharing syringe used for injecting drugs. Drugs don't inject cup don't share. Again, there is a chance of getting AIDS. Heredity disease transfer inherit disease disease or from mother's milk. So that's all say no to drugs during age of adolescence. And say yes to life and not to drugs. Pledge. I will promise promise each other. Okay, so now we come to the end of the slide as well as end of the chapter reaching the age of adolescence. The Kuranzugi lega di lobsen di jangchera namkyun di shudia notes these are maimba tande ngarazu gelagi lobsen chesa maimba mangbuching ni jangadwa. So you'll try to learn from all these different concepts regarding the reaching age of adolescence. So make a notes in your book and try to complete the textbook exercise. Now it is all by yourself. You have to test by yourself.